Overwatch 2, hot or not? You decide. Welcome everyone, my name is RustyPieLover, ginger streamer, professional high-pitched screamer, and hot or not decider extraordinaire. And welcome to episode 2 of this lovely little series. So today we are going to discuss Overwatch 2, if it is indeed hot or not. The format of this is we're going to go through 5 or more negatives, and then decide on 5 or more positives. And then from there, we will see if the game is actually hot or not. Not only will I decide, but you get to decide in the comments. Let me know if you're actively playing Overwatch 2, if you plan to play Overwatch 2, or if you think it's hot tier garbage. Without any further ado, let's get into it. Number 1, hitboxes and bugs. Overwatch 2 launched, and a lot of people complained about the hitboxes of quite a few of the characters, especially Tracer. There were a lot of videos cycling through on TikTok and multiple platforms that kind of show that the hitboxes were pretty gnarly when they came out, and the game was riddled with a couple of bugs and of course server issues as per Blizzard's stock standard thing, where their servers just simply can't handle it. So that really did put a negative spot on Overwatch. Since then it has been fixed, the servers have been stabilized. I don't know if the hitboxes have been fixed or if they're still broken, but that really did put a negative connotation on the game and really put it in a not hot kind of feel. So have they been fixed? We don't know. Number 2, that battle pass. Now a lot of people were a little bit negative about the battle pass, and this is going to tie into another negative, but the battle pass seems to be very grindy. The XP gain is pretty low. It has been fixed since then, so it does feel a little bit easier, but a lot of people were not happy of the battle pass versus loot boxes. A lot of people preferred the loot boxes, but the loot boxes do have their own negative connotation, which was more for Overwatch 1 than for this particular thing. But a lot of people are not happy about the battle pass. A lot of people feel some of the heroes being locked behind the battle pass, especially if you are a new individual, does not give you the free reign to play all the heroes, which I also am not a fan of. I've been playing Overwatch since forever, so I had all the heroes, but from what I understand, new players to the game have to unlock the heroes via playing the battle pass, and I feel like that maybe just is something that Blizzard really need to look at. Number 3, that skin shop. Now this ties into the battle pass. Now a lot of people were happy with the loot box system, a lot of people were not happy with the loot box system, but Blizzard has made a shop where you can buy skins at either a discount price or at a bundle, but the prices for this is actually quite nuts, and to grind the currency that they have for Overwatch 2 is next to nothing. So the grind to get these skins naturally is almost next to nothing, and that has also put a bad taste in a lot of players' mouths. But Blizzard do need to monetize the game somehow, since the game is free to play for everybody. So this is their monetization tool, and I do not think that they will change it. I do believe that they need to make the in-game currency just a little bit more worth the time and effort to grind, because it is quite a slog. Number 4, just a graphic overhaul. A lot of people feel that much of the content of Overwatch 2 could have been done in Overwatch 1 with a little bit of a coat of paint, and that is what many players feel at the moment, is that damn fly with a bit of a wash over of paint, a little bit of fixing here, a little bit of wash there, and boom, we got Overwatch 2. Is it just a graphic overhaul? Is it just a little bit of an overhaul? Does it still feel like Overwatch 1? That's where you get to decide. Number 5, 5v5, a gameplay detriment. So the change from 6v6 to 5v5 brought a ton of changes to how people play the game. The current standard format is 1 tank, 2 DPS, 2 healers, and from what I understand, those compositions might change throughout the years as Blizzard is trying to make Overwatch 2 a little bit more competitive and that kind of thing. But was 5v5 the correct change to make? We don't know. It feels like a lot of the time when someone leaves in a 5v5 comp, it is almost impossible, not entirely impossible, but almost impossible to win in a 4v5 situation if you are 1 tank down, 1 DPS down, or 1 healer down. It really just depends on the skill bracket, and it just depends on how people feel about the game. But 5v5 to 6v6 not only cuts the player base down a little bit, but also brings a lot of changes that a lot of people are not familiar with. But if it gets rid of the GOAT meta, then I guess we can't complain, right? But enough about the complaining. let's get to the complimenting. Number 1, Battle Pass versus loot boxes. Now, I know we said the Battle Pass, a lot of people didn't enjoy, but now we get to the people that actually do enjoy the Battle Pass, have grinded for their skins, have gotten what they wanted, and are thoroughly enjoying a Battle Pass. Battle Pass does seem to be the new meta of gaming, from mobile to PC to Xbox to PlayStation. Battle Pass seems to be the thing to go for when grinding for skins, grinding for player tags, grinding for sprays. That just seems to be the new in thing, and it is Blizzard's monetization wall, so that they don't have to go via the gambling route, which loot boxes do seem to be. A lot of people seem to be moving away from the loot box system because it does initiate what a lot of countries feel is gambling. So you spend a lot of money to see if you get something, and maybe it's a good change, right? New characters feel great. Junker Queen, Sojin, Kiriko, and we're just waiting for Ramada to come out. All these characters feel fantastic. When they've come out, there's been more than enough positive feedback that outweighs the negative. Sojin feels fantastic. I mean, she was one of the highlight heroes of the Overwatch League, if you were keeping up with that. Junker Queen feels like she fits. She doesn't feel like a tank. She feels more like a DPS tank, but she is still there. I love Junker Queen personally. I find her to be tanky. In the correct situation, she can deal with quite a bit. Maybe she needs a little bit of a balance here and there. And Kiriko, she did get nerfed a little bit, but she still feels fantastic. And that is what I like about the game, is that the new characters do feel like everyone can pick them up. They are easy to learn. Difficult to master, as is with Overwatch. Overwatch is a difficult game to master. You need to know all the little tricks and things to learn the game properly, but the new characters do feel like they add towards the game. New modes and gameplay. Now, PvE aside, since we're still waiting on the whole PvE and skill tree, they're starting to feel like Duke Nukem Forever levels of development. But shade aside, the new game modes like the push bot and the revamp to some of the maps and the gameplay mechanics itself, 5v5 and things, it freshens up the game. It feels like it contributes to the overall experience of the game and the overall fun of the game. And honestly speaking, it does feel like, it doesn't feel just like Overwatch 1 with a coat of paint. It feels like they're actually adding content to the game, and changing up a little bit of style also changes up your comps, changes up your strategy, changes up how you try and deal with your enemy team. And that's what I like. Overwatch 2 is starting to make you think with these new game modes how you want to play the game and what are the best counters, what are the best ways to do these things. Kudos to them. It's good. Balancing of characters. Now, what I like about this is they take the hero out that is currently broken, they patch it, and they put it back in. And it feels like Blizzard is actively trying to balance the game now, more than what was done with Overwatch 1. Now, while they were probably busy with Overwatch 2, while Overwatch 1 was thoroughly dead in the water, so to say, it does feel like Blizzard is actively putting in the time and effort to not only balance the characters, but to fix any pending bug issues. Sombra is about to be removed from the game if she isn't, because of a payload bug. May was recently added back because she had a bug with her ice wall. Same with Bastion, so they are actively trying to make sure that the game feels balanced, that there aren't any exploits, and if people use the exploits, they get banned. That is what people have said. Content adds value. So what I like about this is, and we've discussed it in another point, but to further dive into it, the content that Blizzard have added to Overwatch 2 feels like it's actually a sequel. We look at Junkenstein's Revenge. It actually did feel like a sequel. It wasn't the same Junkenstein's Revenge, do this. The Bride of Junkenstein did feel like it was actually a sequel, an actual proper sequel, rather than just a little bit of a patch with a little bit of different gameplay. It really did add value to that. You look at all the new characters they're adding, the new maps that they're adding, the balance changes, the stories. It feels like this is an actual sequel to the game rather than just a coat of paint on a previous game. So kudos to Blizzard for actually doing that. Right, so now that we have gone over the negatives and positives, what do you think? Is Overwatch 2 hot or not? You decide. Let me know down in the comments if you feel Overwatch 2 is actually hot, that it is worthy of its title as one of the best games of 2022, or do you think it's not, and you think it's a piece of garbage and should be deleted from the libraries of gaming forever? You decide. Let me know. My verdict is, I feel like Overwatch 2 is hot. And why do I say that? it does feel like it is actually a sequel to the game. It feels like all the characters are there, despite a mountain of different changes that they're trying to do. It does feel like this is not a fresh coat of paint, and I'm quite excited to see what the PvE elements are going to be, if we ever see that, but we're hoping so. If you did enjoy that, please do let me know. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see next as the next hot or not game review. And hey, listen, you can catch me on every platform: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. I stream on Twitch almost every day. Twitch.tv/RustyPieLover. I'm RustyPieLover everywhere. Consider giving a follow for more different types of content everywhere. And until then, take care of yourselves.